When you try to give me that.
Whoa!
1, 2, 3. In action.
So, anyways, this is another episode, the second one of Happy Hour Video Podcast.
I'm laughing at something else. Okay.
Woo, let's talk about bombshells today.
There's so many.
Ooh, pick one.
I'd have to say Boosie. Like, it's breaking my heart right now. Ooh.
You said it's breaking your heart?
Yeah.
Why?
Boosie broke my heart, man.
So, what does that mean for you and Boosie's relationship? Like, are you gonna not follow him? Like, not, really promote none of his music? Or what?
I feel like I gotta keep the same energy for a lot of other people. For everyone who hasn't heard yet, let's go ahead and get this out the way.
Yes, let's go ahead.
Boosie Badass, the rapper, Louisiana rapper, has put out on live that he got his son head at a very young age.
Yeah, because he's like 12 or 13.
Yeah, like 12 years old or something.
And you forget, his nephew was there too.
He said
nephew.
He said nephews with an S, so.
But like.
Some people put a Z on that.
S. Nephews.
But anyways. Yeah, like apparently he got a grown woman to agree to.
I'm so confused on what grown woman would agree to this.
Like, that's what they were saying. They were saying like maybe she kind of had like some kind of mental issues. I believe it. She might have did have some type of mental issues.
I think people think like this is okay. Like, I think that it happens so often that a lot of people don't even realize this joint is wrong. Like, that's an underage kid.
Yeah.
Having a sexual relationship that the parent is pushing on the kid. Like,
man, society is like so different nowadays versus back then.
A 12-year-old shouldn't be worried about all that shit. Like,
that's true.
I'm just, and it breaks my heart because I'm a huge Boosie fan. But
you have to wonder too if he did this because something like that happened to him.
It obviously did. Like, and I'm sure the circle has been going on for forever. Yeah. But like, this is something that should have never happened to begin with, and it's definitely something that needs to stop now. Like,
well, since it's been all over live and everyone talked about it, it's probably once people start talking about it,
it's out there.
Black Twitter, it's over. Everyone's like, oh,
I wonder if he's gonna have to do some jail time or something.
Look, there's no way he can still have his kids at the very least.
Honestly, they're probably they may take away the kids. Yeah, he may say out, but they were going to take away. If
so
he stay out there and take the kids.
Technically rape for the lady that did it.
Technically, that was rape.
So she needs to go to jail then.
Like, a few people need to go to jail here. Like, straight up.
Boosie, the lady.
And the crazy thing is that, Boosie has been this way. It's not like he just switched up.
Right, that's true.
And, like, it's funny because somebody mentioned a song where he said, like, back in, like, 07, Boosie would, like, he said it then, like, he would give his son head when he's 12 years old.
I remember that, yeah.
On his 12th birthday, I think is how the lyric goes.
I remember that.
So, like, I remembered that, but I was, like, 14 years old myself.
Right.
Like,
and he really done did it.
I wasn't even thinking of it. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, that motherfucker cool as shit. Like, at 14.
And then his dog, But the big thing with the comments, people, all these guys are all like, I wish I was in your family.
Right.
But see, that makes you think that maybe that happened to him at 12 or 13, and they just think it's normal because, they from Louisiana.
They're just hyping it up. And it's just like, yo, we got to get out of that. The whole world already think that we so over-sexual, and they already over-sexualize us and stuff like that. And it's like, you are going this far just to prove that your son isn't gay? Like,
he's 12.
Why does it matter? Why is it that deep to begin with that you have to go all the way, that you have to go that far to prove something?
He's homophobic, so that's probably
anybody that like is like just cool with it that can excuse that. Like, I gotta give it the same energy. This is no different than the R. Kelly situation, the way I see it. Like, I gotta give it the same energy. We gotta protect our kids.
Yeah. you.
And there's no question about it. Like, you got to protect our kids. And if we don't show that we're here for them, and if we ain't showing them the right way, then for me to turn around and turn a blind eye and just still support him because I like him, like, that ain't showing them nothing.
Well, because, you know, with the R. Kelly situation, I'm going to bring up Aaliyah, R.I.P. You know, people are like, because you were too young.
Yeah, I was.
But, you know, supposedly she got married to him at 15 or whatever, and then all this stuff came out where they're like, oh,
I was like
her uncle, her mom, all these people say that, and then...
Yeah, I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But see, then that makes me think that obviously the parents know, like these parents knew.
But see,
some of these parents actually.
I mean, this the parent that the parent.
I believe some of these parents gay.
See, here's my issue is this: is that people kind of always publicize this when it happens to black people.
Yeah.
But you have to think about Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis. He wasn't she his cousin? He married his cousin at she was 15. Elvis Presley usually hook up with 14 and 15-year-old. People just act like, oh, you know, it's Elvis.
So basically, back then it seemed.
Yeah, people are still doing it too. Yeah, there have been white men do this, but people just ignore it. But when a black person, people should ignore it.
I feel like now, when it comes to rape culture,
because
this is something where everybody's getting called out in this day and age.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that it has been one-sided for a long time, and I'm happy.
But now it's like equal opportunity.
Because, I mean, even for me, there are cases like in high school where I look back at some of the stuff I did, and it's like, oh my God. Like,
you could have went to jail.
Yes, and I'll say that. But it's not about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, it was just the way the culture was back then. Like, you go down the hallway in high school and you might just slap a booty.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Like when you think about sexual harassment, for example, jobs, one of my jobs, technically, we should all get in trouble for sexual harassment.
Yeah.
People would be grabbing boobs, grabbing asses. People were grabbing people's junk. People just didn't care. It's like, oh, we're
and sometimes you're in a culture where it's cool. Like in my situation, I didn't always ask for permission, but I just happened to know them well enough where, you know, there's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There were some times when, once or twice when someone did get offended. You know what I'm saying? I had, hey, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it shouldn't have went that far. I should have never did it to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Did you pick that up from somebody else, you think?
Yeah, it was just part of the culture. Just something that everybody was doing. There were girls going around slapping dudes' booties and stuff like that. They used to,
but you want to know something too? You have to remember too, people do that in sports. And it's just, you know, normal. Like, you know, football players.
But this whole situation with Boosie thing is obviously not normal, so.
No, I mean, I think that if he doesn't go to jail, his son is definitely going to be taken away.
Yeah,
is he going to be traumatized, though? That's the question. Like,
no, son, traumatized because his son is living and wanting to be just like his daddy. And this is what his daddy does. So he's looking at it like, this is what's supposed to happen to me. The fact of the matter is, it's not what's supposed to happen to him. Because the fact that he's doing that and having those kind of actions that young is changing the way that he's being developed. And that it's like people don't understand that because we don't ever take mind issues seriously. You hear what I'm saying?
Especially in the black community.
Like we don't. And we up here like literally fucking up our kids' heads. Just to prove that they ain't gay.
I feel like he kind of did that too to prove that with the D-Wade situation, be like, my son ain't gay, your son is, and you know.
That's crazy.
Well, this happened before the D-Wade thing came out, though.
Oh.
Like, because his son's like 14 now, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
but it just been released recently, like, it's just blown up recently.
He's just now telling, like, So, I just,
So, in closing, he should get in trouble. He's probably gonna lose his son if he don't end up in jail.
Not just him, not just Boosie, but
the woman. I still don't understand what grown woman would be wanting to get.
And the parents too, whoever these nephews are too. Like everybody need to go down.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about what is the other topic of the day.
Man, okay.
Our favorite.
Let's get to this show today. What we got? We're gonna do 5 minutes.
I'm scared because when he put like 75% of
them
in there.
Stop doing me like that.
Whitney, you
when I wanted to name this show 2 Girls and a Guy, you guys were against it.
Yeah, because it's a bad name.
2 Girls and a Guy would have been perfectly fine.
That sounds like a bad porn movie.
No, oh my God.
Is colorism still a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's funny is though, colorism sort of shifts like the stock market. Like light skin will be in, the dark skin will be in. And it'll just be like, it's just always
But it's really interesting now because, what's in the real world is totally different than what's in like Hollywood and sports and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like right now in Hollywood, it's like they're hiring black people. Out of black people they're hiring are dark skinned and they're African. They're from England.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So they have all these British actors playing American characters. And people are like, American actors can't get jobs.
That's true.
But yeah, most of them are, from are African.
But
their parents are from Africa.
What I feel like, if it comes down to a light skin and a dark skin, I feel like most men and will pick the light skinned women. That's what I feel.
I told you about the documentary I watched this weekend.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
It was really interesting because one of the women, she was light skinned and she had like, a perm and stuff. Well, her hair started breaking off and she was a debutante and she was like, oh yeah, I went and got a haircut before the debutante ball. I got an afro. She's like, pretty much everyone that was there, they were doctors, white, they were light skinned. And she's like, I walked in there, everyone stopped talking and looked at me. It was like, what did you do to yourself? And she's like, that's one of her favorite pictures because there's a picture from 1985 of her with an afro and a debutante dress and her mom with her perm. And she's like, that was the first time that I decided, hey, I don't have to be what they want because they feel kind of like, oh, because I'm like, I need to have straight hair and also that, yeah. But she's like, they were like, what the crap?
Well, me, like, just coming up, basically, it was always, if I'm hanging out with my friends or family member or cousin or something like that, like, the guy would directly focus on my cousin because they're lighter than me. And I was just like, okay, so obviously light skin are in. But when it comes to light skin and dark skin men, all these girls, like, I feel like dark skin are men, like dark toned men.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
I feel it, bro.
That's the wave. So. It might be the wave right now, but yeah. I've always had my preference. I really don't speak for other dudes in that regard. Like, and even then,
it's light skin, and I feel like you light skin and white.
What?
I feel like you like light skin and white girls.
We had this discussion before. He said he likes black girls with dreads and like.
Is that what you said?
That kind of situation.
I have never dated a white girl.
Oh.
Ever.
Would you?
I would. Because I would date anybody that I felt was worth the time.
See, now we get into another topic that I have my own opinions on because, in college I was in a white sorority. So it was interesting because, what happened is that it's really funny because, I took off a year before I went to college, so I took a leap year, kind of. So I was 19 when I started college, so all my best friends were younger than me. So in the end, I was like 23 competing with an 18-year-old for the same guy, and the guy would be interested in me because I was very intelligent. And they would just be kind of like, yeah, flipping their hair over, and we have actual conversations. But really, it was just funny because I would be competing with the same guys, and I'm like, this is funny. I'm like, so clearly they like me because most of them would be like, oh, you're really attractive, but you're really smart. She's cute. It's like, she's cute, but
that's
I have
more
intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
I like just people that stand out. Like, the eyes are my favorite feature. That's my favorite feature. But, yeah, I'm really just a free spirit kind of dude. It's not like for me, I want to empower black women because black women need empowerment.
But I feel like
because everyone is against us. I hate to say it. We support everyone else, but no one supports us.
That's true.
And like that's what my attitude is on that. But like if it really came down to it, whoever is for me is for me. I ain't gonna turn around and.
So I think society probably made it like a competition thing versus like you gotta be this, this skin tone, and I think it's just.
Well, that goes back to slavery, pretty much. Was it the house slaves were the lighter people?
Yeah,
and the field slaves were the darker people because most of the lighter people were mixed. I mean, which is why realistically, that's why I hate to say some, like white celebrities only I want to get with black people because I say a lot of mixed people are attractive and they're like, oh, they have all the black features, but they're not completely black.
Yeah. Using our genetics like that?
Yeah, is that what they do? And also, too, you got to think about this. Black people, I had a discussion with one of my former coworkers, your current coworker, because she has an anthropology degree. She was like, you have to think about it this way. She was like, Africans and people that are below the equator are adapted for warm weather, and most of us are more athletic. And her being white, she's like, you have to think about like the Nordics and the Vikings. A lot of them are heavier because they're used to warmer weather. So realistically, people want to get with people that have some African ancestry because they're a little bit more athletic, and they see you're shaking your head.
No, I hear you. I just feel some type of way because we ought to be charging Robert. Like if you get with a white girl, you need to be charging her if she's trying to use your sperm or whatever. Okay. Be like, nah, this ain't going down.
Like he's going to a sperm bank and he's in the bucket. He's like, that guy.
Here's my attitude on all of that. Here's my attitude on all of that.
I feel like some people
anytime a white person has a baby with a black person, guess what? That baby black.
Yes, I know.
So the more babies we make with any race,
black.
The more black people we got.
Well, we need to get started out here.
There ain't no other race that can do that.
I mean, there's a lot of black people walking around there.
Yes, who's going in the glass?
All right,
let's
who's
close
next?
this thing.
I'm scared.
Why?
Because you're the one that put the topics up in there.
First of all,
well,
y'all put some topics in that in.
Oh, can you be friends with someone you hooked up with?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then maybe not.
What?
Some people can't handle it.
It depends. Well, don't put your all in on the first night then.
Don't put your all in on the first night.
Nah, be sloppy.
What? You supposed to suck on the first night? Is that what you saying?
Yeah.
So you're talking about oral sex is okay on the first date?
I don't know. Give them a grade D or something. Don't put your all into it.
See, and that's probably where I mess up at. Because I play every game like it's my last.
No, Robert. No. That's how they... Don't go half step.
See, it's a waste of trying. What am I doing it for?
I mean, just get you and then be gone. Like, last 2 minutes or something.
But see, I think it depends on the girl too. Like, with women, for example, some women are just physical, but some women are like more emotional, and once you have conversations with them and draw them in by your intelligence and spend time just like that, do they get emotionally attached?
So basically, sound dumb and only last 2 minutes, Robert.
What? I can't do it.
Where did that come
Don't open your mouth.
Look,
don't open your mouth. Just go in there and be like, all right, you ready? And then 1, 2, and then done. And then put your clothes on and then leave. Robert, for real. I'm trying to help you.
So you're telling him to hit it and quit it pretty much and then ghost her.
Yeah, do that.
Whitney, you're the worst.
Because I think she ain't gonna like you after that. You ain't gonna be friends after that. She ain't gonna like you, Robert, after that.
Well,
but this is gonna go and tell. This is gonna badmouth him to everybody. Be like, oh my God, she's so horrible.
Like, why would I go through the process of trying
to ruin his
trying to kick it with you and hanging out with you, and then let's say things happen, just to ghost you.
Well, she probably don't want to be your friend if you give everything. She's probably gonna, cause that's what the paper said, right? Can you be friends afterwards? She ain't gonna want to be your friend if you give your all, right?
But I think first you have to define what hooking up is.
Yeah, maybe we should just have these conversations before it even begins.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So go to the list of questions.
Before I give you this game 7.
You have a DTR.
I need you to know this.
Well, because I think there's a point where you're with someone and you're like, oh, I don't want to date them, but I just want to have some fun with them. You have the DTR the situation. You know what I mean? You have to have that conversation and be like, hey, I just like hooking up with you every now and then. You're just gonna kind of be my booty call. If you know you're someone booty call, but then and again, with a lot of girls, you tell someone you're their booty call, and then they get mad.
First of all, these men already think that we sensitive and stuff, right?
Man, first off, y'all the niggas now, not us. Y'all making all the rules. So let's not even get with all that. Like, let's not sit up and act like y'all ain't got no power, like y'all ain't got no say so.
Well. We don't have any say so for real,
Fuck
Robert.
right here.
We don't.
Are you sure you want to say that?
We don't, Robert.
Do we need to give examples?
Women been winning for at least the last 2 years.
We've been winning since Eve had Adam to eat that apple. Okay, but other than that, I think people can be friends, but I don't know how to find that out. Like, if y'all can be friends.
Yes, you do if you know how to communicate like a normal person.
So
when you don't know how to conversate with
so
someone,
as soon as you meet
them,
be like, look, you know, if it comes down to us, you know, having sex and stuff, you ain't gonna be all crazy.
No, you hang out with someone and then you have that conversation.
Don't hang out with them because they're gonna start getting feelings.
No, you can hang out with someone. You hang out with people to know them. Friends. No, that means no. You hang out with people to know them. That's what friends are.
No, because if you hang out with them, then they'll get all church and they'll be like, oh.
Is it the question? Can you be friends after you do it? So like, if you invest in a friendship before the sex, then you can have a friendship after the sex. It at least gives it a chance. But if you started with sex, then it's like friends. It's defined as this is a sexual relationship.
So go ahead and just hook up. Don't even try to be friends. Yeah.
I'm too old for that now. I ain't gonna say too old for it, but just I'm just not into that. Now, I can't speak for most men, but like for me, like it doesn't even turn me on if I don't fuck with you mentally.
You but see, that's problems.
Well, no, see,
Robert's gonna have problems.
See, you should know this because we're older than him. Yeah. Maybe it's just me. You evolve as you grow. What I wanted at 25 wasn't what I wanted at 35.
Are you saying? Okay.
I mean, just saying. I mean, you know, when you're 25, you're like, oh, he's hot. And then at 35, you're like, I want you to have some common sense and like some actual, like, you know, thoughts.
Because I've seen plenty of beautiful women. Mm-hmm. There's no shortage of that.
Because the thing is this, once you start conversating with someone, you find either it makes them more attractive or less attractive. If they don't have any common sense or any kind of like actual thoughts, you're just like, yeah, you're just hot.
Does this fall in with your ex? Because obviously you hooked up with your ex. Can y'all be friends after y'all hooked up?
I'm friends with a few of my exes.
Mine is crazy.
I'm friends with a few of my exes. The only one I could think of that I'm not still cool with, she didn't want to be cool. Okay. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do believe that way. Like, once it's over, it's in the past.
It should. Yeah, it should already be over.
Hey,
yeah.
I ain't mad at anybody that feels that way.
I like
you know
that.
What I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's adult, though, to be kind of like, at least be able to be cordial with someone that you know, had a relationship with or a past would be like, hey, what's up? You know, how are you? You know, at least be able to come. See, you're shaking your head.
Not my ex, I think crazy. Like, I mean, I had to.
But girl, I heard those stories. You crazy too. I heard them stories. Okay, you told me your side of the story. I was like,
all right, pull yours. Let's go. We gotta finish this.
I'm sorry.
Robert, I will tell you those stories when we get off of here. We don't want to incriminate this one.
Okay,
we got like 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, I guess. Okay. Is interracial relationships okay? Who gets it worse, the white men or women?
Neither.
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 You started that with white.
No, I mean, realistically.
Or it could go like, okay, if a black guy. For real, if a black guy is dating a white woman, he probably gets it worse because
no one cares about interracial relationships. Right?
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's definitely a lie, Robert.
Anybody who has an issue with interracial relationships, you need to just look in the mirror and understand. I feel this way, but I need to grow. Like,
so if you. Black women, you don't think that we're more bitter towards if you guys date white women?
I do feel like y'all are more bitter
towards us
than we are towards y'all. But I'm going to put it to you like this. When it comes, like, when I see a fine black woman
with a white
dude,
how you feel?
It hurts me. But check this out. If I see a fine black woman with any dude, I'm going to feel the same damn way. Like, you can't be with me. So, it's like, what am I really mad at? And then when you really get down to it, you like, I ain't got no reason to be mad.
I hate it because, like, I don't mind it. Like, I like it. I think it's great. I dated a white guy before or whatever. But, I mean, he had some haters. I didn't ever tell him. Of course, it was a black man, but I ain't never tell him because I'm like, we're together. Like, it's all good. Like, let's do this, you know, to the point to where, like, he really didn't like really going out and stuff, and he would feel like, you know, black men are looking at him like they about to beat my ass type of situation. I'm like, no, you good. And I hated that. And then you might be right, Robert, that, you know, us black women are bitter you know, why did I say us? I'm not. I like it, but are probably better at you guys dating a lot of white women. Like, what's
Let
wrong
me
with the
tell you
sister?
this. Here's what. And this is from someone. Most of the guys I have dated have been white, so this is my opinion.
I can believe it.
What? Because of my interest in. I mean, that's what you're laughing at because of my, you know, like I like golf and sailing and tennis and that kind of stuff. Whatever.
Yes.
But most of the hate that I got have been from white women, black males. It was funny that usually they're dating each other. So it's like, okay, you're in a interracial relationship, but then you're judging me for my interracial.
I don't know.
But then again, my fiance has a hot head. He's 6'6", 260. So pretty much when he gets in a fight, people kind of like stand back. So because he's very big and tall.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he's pretty big.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like you can't, if you're in a interracial relationship yourself, you can't judge someone else. But then again, I do have to say this. I feel like black women standards are different than black men, because there are some black men that will be out there with some white women that are like nasty and they're like 300 they are big,
right?
Yes,
I'd be like, wow,
Look.
and black women that are big take care of themselves and make sure they look good. There'll be some white women
But
you're
the
just like,
white
what
women
the
are
crap?
more like, they're yes men. They're like, yes, honey, yes.
Not all of them.
Some of them, I mean, they be struggle bus.
I don't know.
But that's just not black women. That's women other races.
You also gotta look at the culture too. Like when I actually saw like a white couple in their home, like they do it differently than we do. So like a lot of that, you really do have to understand how that culture sort of functions and how they deal with certain issues, because we don't deal with issues the same way they deal with issues. And that's a lot of times where the conflict starts happening. So like a lot of times for us, or like let's say a white person, we're in a relationship, or someone's in a relationship with a white person, they're in the black community or whatever, they'll turn around and see, a white person will try to fix the issue how they're used to fixing it.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, it's like, whoa.
My dad,
you don't do that out here.
My dad is married to a white woman, and it is a different, I mean, we have white, we have Asian, we have Thai, all mixed in the family. So that's why I was like, I don't mind it, because that's how I was raised. And then like with them two, it's certain stuff that she don't know that, you know, she'll ask my dad and he'll basically teach her, because we're not the same culture and stuff like that. So I understand if they're trying to educate and like make them understand, but it's kind of hard if you wasn't raised that way type of situation.
Yeah.
But also, you know, some white people aren't raised around a lot of black people.
Yeah.
My fiance's from Montgomery, so clearly he knows, you know, a little bit of.
Is he from Montgomery?
Yes, he's from Montgomery. So, and his ex-wife is Mexican.
Oh, shit. I know she was crazy as hell.
We'll talk about we will talk about that situation.
Robert, have you had
Look,
that was the question. But you can say that though, because people
bad.
think black girls are crazy, but then there's some crazy white girls too.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy
okay, let me tell you.
everybody.
I was watching the video.
Everybody
Let me
crazy.
tell you. I was watching this video on YouTube, right, where they were talking about Dr. Phil and how he treats black people and white people on his show. They had this white girl who was like 22 or whatever. She was dating this guy who was black, but he was mixed. And I guess he cheated on her. She went up there, slashed his tires, keyed his car. It's like, yeah, I'm keying your car. On video, she's like, yeah, I'm keying your car. You think I'm crazy, don't you? I'm like, girl, you crazy.
He should have gave her the grade D.
But then she got a restraining order. No, she got a restraining order against him. Then she went and had sex with him every night that they were in LA.
She was super crazy.
And they're like, wait just a second. You're having sex with him every night, even though you have a restraining order, but then you're trying to call the police on him? That makes no sense.
He crazy too.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
said,
that shit. Man, in closing,
people be crazy.
don't be setting up your kids.
And we didn't even get to the other topic, but I guess we're not going to get to that one.
What other topic?
Future?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one another time.
Well, I forgot about that
The baby's mamas?
Oh man.
The results are in. I mean...
one. Oh, we got to talk about that one next. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Robert.
On the next episode of Happy Hour. All right, y'all.
Oh, you touching glasses now?